Hi there, this is Munna once again, and today we will see 10 simple yet useful tasker profiles. Tasker is a powerful automation app which is available on Google Play for approximately $3. And even though it's worth every single penny, you can start with a 7-day trial version from its official website. For beginners, Tasker may appear little overwhelming, but this video will walk you through some simple profiles that will help you to get used to it. So let's get started. I made this simple profile for my dad, which he uses every day. When you get an incoming call while you are outside in a sunlight, Tasker will temporarily increase your display brightness. So let's see how to make this. Open up your Tasker application and head over to Profile tab. In this section, we will select a trigger for our task. So tap on this plus sign and under Event, select Phone Ringing. In Tasker, there is no OK button to save changes. So this is done by going back. Now create a new task and let's call it Temporary Brightness. To add our first action, tap on the plus sign at the bottom and search for Display Brightness and then increase the brightness to maximum level. Now add another action to hold this state. So let's wait for 30 seconds. In the third action, we will reduce the brightness to the desired level. I like to keep it minimum, and that's it. Now since we want to trigger this profile only when we are outdoors, so go back to your profile tab once again and add another trigger. So to do that, tap and hold on the phone ringing profile and select the cell tower. Now scan it at your home or anywhere else where you don't want to see the increase in brightness, and then tap on the invert option. So basically what we are doing here is, when we get an incoming call and when we are not at home, then Tasker will increase the brightness, wait for few seconds and then revert back to original state. This is a simple Tasker profile that disable your keyguard when you are connected to home Wi-Fi network, but when you are outside, your lock screen will be back again. So create a new profile with the state Wi-Fi connected and then select the home network. Once done, go back and save changes. Now add a new task and let's call it Lock Screen Off. Now under the task edit option, you can add your first action to turn off the keyguard, but for most devices this won't work due to hardware issues. Therefore we will use a Tasker plugin called Secure Settings. So head over to Google Play and download Secure Settings, and once installed, go back to your Tasker application and launch this plugin. Now add the first action to wake up the device so that it knows if it's connected to the Wi-Fi network or not. Save changes and go back. Now add another action using Secure Settings to disable the password or PIN. Now if you are using pattern in your lock screen, then you will have to root your device. But for this instance, we will like to keep it simple and go with the PIN option only. So disable the lock screen and make sure the device admin is selected, and then save changes and go back. Now since Tasker doesn't revert the changes on its own, we will have to add another task that will turn the keyguard on. So let's create a new task and call it Lock Screen On and use the Secure Settings to enable the PIN and link this task as an exit task with the profile. This is the most popular use of Tasker. So what it does is, when you are at your college or workplace, Tasker will automatically silent your device and then change the profile once you exit that place. So to get started, head over to your Tasker application and under Profile, scan for all the cell towers where you want to activate this silent profile. If your campus is big, then you may want to walk around the area to cover as much tower as possible. Next, create a new task and let's call it Silent Mode On, and under this add an action to silent your device. Similarly, create another task and add action to turn off your silent mode and then link it to your original profile as exit task. AutoRotate is annoying, but for applications like YouTube and Gallery, it is useful, right? So why not use Tasker to automate this as well? So go to your profile and select all the applications that should work on AutoRotate. For this instance, I will be selecting my YouTube and Gallery app. Then create a new entry task and let's call it AutoRotate On. And once you are inside this task, select an action to turn on AutoRotate. And similarly, like we did in the previous tab, Create another task with the action AutoRotate off and then link it to the profile as exit task. Applications like Google Maps require GPS to be turned on, but once we exit this app, we will have to turn off GPS manually. And if we forget to do so, it will suck up our battery juice. But with Tasker, we can turn on GPS automatically and then turn it off once again when we exit the application. So let's see how to do that. Open up your Tasker application and under Profile tab, select the application for which you want to automate GPS. Here I will be choosing Google Maps. Next, create a new entry task and let's call it GPS on. Now once you are under task edit option, search for GPS. And even though it's there, we cannot directly use it because Android has removed the permission to prevent other apps from misusing this. To bypass this restriction, we will have to use Secure Setting plugin and configure it to turn on GPS. But do note that this requires root access. Now go back and save changes. Similarly, create an exit task that turn off GPS using Secure Settings. Now, if you are not rooted, then you cannot automate this GPS on and off. But you can use Tasker notification service to toggle GPS from the notification tray. When we tap on this small widget, Tasker will return their ping result from Google. This profile is useful if you have flaky internet connection or to check out if you get weak signals. So to do this, create a new task and let's call it Test Internet. Once you are under task edit option, add a first action to set a variable. For this instance, we will call the variable as ping and which we will use to store the output value. Now go back and add second option to run a shell command. For this instance, we will send 3 ping requests to google.com and then store the output value in the variable ping that we have just created. And add a third option to set a pop-up. And like always, you can add a title and a background images. And under the text field, write down the variable that store the output value. For this instance, it is $ping. And then go back and save changes. Now we can access this task with Tasker widget. So go to your widget section and select Tasker. And then drag and drop this on the home screen. It will then ask you to link a task. So just select the test internet that we have just created and give it an icon for easy access. And that's it. Most of us open few specific websites every day. For instance, I open my Google Analytics, AdSense and YouTube page multiple times a day. And in the previous video we have seen how to make a Chrome extension that automate this process. And similarly in Android we can use Tasker to open multiple websites. So head over to a Tasker and create a new task and let's call it open multiple website. Then add the action to browse URL and paste the link of the website that you want to open. You can do this multiple times, but make sure you don't enter more than 2 or 3 websites or your browser will hang. Now to add trigger for this action, we will use widget, but you can also use other options available under profile. So repeat the same process that we did in the previous profile. That is, go to your widget, drag and drop it on your home screen and then select your task from that. Now most of us plugged in headset only when we listen to audio, right? Now why not automate this as well? So when I insert my headphones, Tasker will ask me if I want to open my music app or audiobook app. So head over to Tasker and create a new profile. Here our trigger is plugging in the headset and then create a new task and let's call it headset menu. Now under the task edit tab, select the menu option. Give it a title and a background image if you want. And under the label option, enter the application that you want to open. For this instance, I will open Google Play and audiobook app. Now go back and save changes. And that's it. With this profile, when you get a text SMS with the keyword "where are you," your phone will automatically reply with GPS coordinate. This is helpful for searching your lost phone or tracking your loved ones without disturbing them with phone calls. So let's see how to make this. Open up your Tasker application and under profile, select event and then select receive text and enter the keyword like "where are you" or something like that. Also, it is a good idea to have a specific contact in the list. Now create a new task and let's call it get location. So add your first action to turn on GPS. For this we will use secure settings like we did in the second profile. In the second action, fetch the GPS coordinate and then send the reply to the SMS sender with the GPS location. Like I am here at %LOC. This %LOC contains your location. So this will send a Google Map link in the text, but you can also send a direct text address using HTTP GET and Google APIs, but this is for another tutorial. This profile shows me random inspiration quote every morning I turn off my alarm. So for this profile, select the trigger as alarm off and then create a new task called inspiration quote. Now there are two options here. We can either fetch the quote directly from the website using HTTP GET, but for this instance we will keep it simple and get it from the text file that contains all the code. Now if you want, you can also use this text file as well. I will leave the link in the description box below. So create a first action to fetch this text file. Next, use variable split to extract every single quote from the list. For the splitter action, we will use period, since every quote are separated using a full stop or period in this text file. Now use variable randomize to select random quote each time. Next, we will use variable set to store the single quote to a temporary variable. And finally, we will get the quote into a pop-up box. You can also add a background image and a title to make it look better. Well, this is all for now. Do let me know if you guys are interested in advanced videos on Tasker, like using JavaScript, HTTP GET and AutoRotate, etc. Also, like this video if you find it useful, leave a comment if you face any problem, and finally subscribe to this channel to see more videos every Saturday. So this is Mrinal signing off, and like always, thanks for watching.